Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is the next installment in my Makeup 101 series. I will link the playlist up here and down below. I always do that, and I believe it's this side that it actually gets linked on when you're watching it. Anyway, I'm gonna link above the playlist for all of my intro level, very beginner tutorials. And this is gonna be the next one. This is how to do a cut crease. And I go through the tips and tricks on how to achieve the perfect cut crease. I did it today using the Life's a Drag palette featuring all of the pinks and purples and cranberry shades. I did take a Stile glitter on the lid just to kind of emphasize that a little bit more. And because this is a very drag palette, obviously I went in with the largest lashes I own, but I'm loving this look. I'm living for this palette. I am adoring all of these bright color looks that are coming out of it. I will also link my original review and first impressions where I did a yellow and gold smoky eye that honestly I was in love with. So if that's something you're into, make sure to keep on watching. And please don't forget to subscribe. I do upload twice a week, and that is the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. Also, I'm going to recommend, if you are subscribed, go check out my BoxyCharm unboxing video. I'm gonna link that right here, right now. I have a giveaway going. I'm giving away a full BoxyCharm box for the month of June. That closes on the 20th of June, so you still have a few days to enter. And I know at the beginning of every video I say, hey, subscribe. 30% of my views come from subscribers, which means that 70% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. And like, how do I know if you're liking what I'm doing or stuff like that? If you don't, hit that little red subscribe button. So log into your account, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do everything you need to do to let me know that you are enjoying the content, and I will keep coming out with more. So I'm done talking. I'll leave you alone now. Let's get right into the video. So starting off with a fluffy brush, you're gonna wanna take your transition shade. I'm gonna be taking Sickening today. And you're just gonna wanna blow that out basically all over the upper crease. And you're gonna wanna take this all the way into the inner corner as well. Then on a regular crease brush, going into Hunty, which is a cool tone brown, and I'm gonna take that on the tip of the brush. And I'm gonna basically put that right in the socket of the eye, and I'm gonna blend that outer corner to inner corner. The trick to making this cut crease really good is you're gonna wanna drag that shadow all the way to the inner portion, so that way when we cut the lid, there will be a contrast here. So you see how it's more deep out here and not so much on the inside? That's when you're gonna wanna focus some extra color on the inner portion of the eye, just because that's gonna give you a little bit more of that contrast when you do add the concealer. Then on a flat crease brush, I'm gonna go into Snatched, and I'm gonna focus that color on the outer portion of the lid. But once I deposit that color down and I have it really where I want it, I'm gonna go back into that blending brush and blend that into the inner corner. Then going back into a fluffy crease brush, we're gonna go into Kai Kai, the pink, and we're actually just going to blow that out over the edges just to diffuse and soften that red. And you do wanna make sure to get that color all the way around into the inner corner. Then taking a small amount of Pageant Queen, the purple, I'm gonna focus that on the outer V of the eye, just right here, to deepen it up. Now's the part where you're actually gonna cut the crease. I'll be using the Louise base. You can use any concealer you want, but I'm gonna take a little bit of that on my hand with a flat, very flat concealer brush, and I'm gonna take a generous amount of that product. Let me get a mirror. I'm going to place that on the inner portion of the lid about halfway, and I'm gonna put a generous amount of product on, and then I'm going to tilt my head and look down and raise my eyebrows. And what that's gonna do is it's kind of going to stamp the outline of that cut crease, so that way when I go in, I have that smooth arch already, and I really just have to go in and clean it up. I don't need to freehand the lid. Then with this base, I'm just going to pat out any creases. And then while it is still tacky, I'm gonna go into Beat, the shimmery pink shade, on my finger. And I'm just going to press that onto the tacky base. Then going back into my crease brush, I'm just going to gently diffuse the edges a little bit. And then I'm going to take a little bit more of that pink shade, Kai Kai, and just blend that around the edge. And what that's gonna do is kind of mirror that crease all the way around to the other side of the lid on the shimmer shade. So I'm gonna do that one more time. I'm not gonna talk while I do it just so you can actually see it, but I'm gonna basically do the exact same thing. And then once that's done, you just want to check your symmetrical. And this is actually a little bit wider than this eye. So going back into a mixture of the pink and the red, I'm just going to bring, I'm going to bring this eye a little bit in just so that it matches the other side a little bit more. One last time with that large fluffy brush, I'm just going to diffuse any of those edges just so everything is nice and seamless. And then it's not uncommon to get a little bit of that concealer on the lower lash line while you are cutting the crease. So you just want to kind of blend that out. Now, if you want to stop here, you have a cut crease. It looks very pretty. I'm actually going to add a little bit of a glitter. This is Stile Sunset Cove, just to kind of emphasize this a little bit more. So just on that lid, I'm going to take a touch of this glitter just where I cut the crease. And with my finger, I'm just going to pat it onto the lid to diffuse it over. And just like before, basically after every step, I'm just going to blend that crease out a little bit. So now I'm just going to finish up the lower lash line, and I'm gonna do that by taking those same shades, that purple out here, the cranberry in the middle, and the pink towards the inner corner. And once those are on, I'm gonna go into the pink and blend, but I'm only really gonna kind of blend in small motions, dragging towards the inner corner. And once I get here, like I'm not gonna go back and forth because I don't wanna like blend that into the dark. I wanna take that dark towards the light. Then I'm just gonna throw some black liner in the waterline. Whenever I go in with a really warm shade on the lower lash line, I like to add a black just to redefine the eye and make me not look quite so sickly. And then taking a very small amount of Shady, the black shade of the palette, I'm just going to smudge that out a little bit. So now it is looking a little bottom heavy, so I'm gonna go throw on some lashes and liner, and I'll be right back. So the last thing to tie this whole thing together is I'm going to dip back into, this is actually the brush I highlighted with today. I'm gonna take a little bit of the white shade Cake Face, and I'm just going to gently dust that over the entire upper brow area. And that's just gonna clean up some of that pink and give you a matte highlight. And then dipping into Beat, that same pink lid shade, I'm just going to highlight the inner corners. And that's the finished look. So this has been a Cut Crease 101. Obviously you could do this with neutrals, but I've said this in my halo eye routine. I've said this in my cat eye routine. With a lot of these tutorials, it's a lot easier for you to see what I'm doing if I use a color. If I just go in with like a slightly deeper brown every time, then you're really just gonna see the browns deepening and you won't see such a vibrant contrast. So by going in with the purples and the cranberry and the pink and the white, you can really see a little bit better how to pull this whole thing together. So, I mean, I didn't need to go as huge on the lashes. I didn't need to go as bold with the pink, but with a palette like this, like how can you not be inspired to just like really go for a glittery cut crease? Like it's so drag, but I love it. So thank you all for watching. I hope this was helpful and I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.